Okay, so welcome to my presentation. My name is Dr. BT Khuyenvtk, and today I will give you some information about microplastics, and the topic is microplastics emerging threats to the world. And please, so my final message to you: stop using plastics. Okay, good. And So, the contents, I will have the three sessions. The first session, of course, I will give you a brief overview, so plastics production and uses, and also plastic pollution. And the second part is microplastics, emerging threat to global environment and human health. Here, I will present some effects of microplastics on the ecosystems as well as our health. And finally, stop using plastics. I will show you some solutions to reduce plastic uses, and I hope that we will have interesting discussion about solutions to reduce the plastic pollution. Okay, good. Right, everybody. I have a very interesting video that can be summary of my presentation. Okay, so let's watch a video. Okay, so I have a data to share with you. Let's have a look at the annual production of plastics in the world from many years ago to now. As you see here, in 1950, plastics were produced with a very small amount, only 1.5 million metric tons. But years by years, 2000, 2011, 2014, 56, 17, 2020, and 2021. This amount increased significantly. It doubles, triples, quadruples, and multifolds to 390 million metric tons in 2021. And a question is, are our clothes or textile products considered as plastics? It depends on the materials. So, yes, we say yes, they are plastics if they are made from synthetic fibers such as polyester, nylon, polyvinyl chloride, polyacrylic. In other words, we say no, they are not plastics and they are not included in the scope of the study if they are made from natural fibers like cellulose or cotton. And okay, so first of all, so plastics was plastics, particularly. Oh, beautiful. You can see my beautiful collection of what we are using every day. And I think you can recognize plastic products in your house. Okay, for example, see a bottle of water, even the eraser, the outer of the eraser, the pen, tissues, plastic bags, and so medicine. I don't say medicine is the plastics, but we say the lid, the container. Okay, good. So right, so we are living in the plastic era, and the dangerous types for the environment and organisms is petroleum derived plastics, or called conventional plastics, because they are not degraded naturally. Okay, automatically they are not degraded in oh, okay, we know plastics are persistent items found in various colors, shapes, polymer types, PA, PB, PUT, and sizes macro, meso, micro, and nano. And in the environment, under the actions of UV light, thermal or chemical oxidation, they will break down into smaller pieces, and depending on the size, they will be called microplastics if their size is smaller than 5 millimeters. And why plastics? Why microplastics is a global concern? You see, we cannot know they are microplastics. They are very small, and we cannot see by the naked eyes. And even though we see them in the microscope, we cannot identify their chemical structures. Okay, we know that they are microparticles, but we are not sure if they are plastics, and that's the problem. Okay, so for example, if they are found in the soil or in the sand, they may be recognized as the soil rains or the sand rains. You see? Okay. So this is the reason why something, when we cannot identify them, when we cannot detect them, it is difficult for us to remove them. Okay, then next. So, do you believe that we are not only living with plastic products? Sure, because we are using plastic products, but also eating plastic debris. Why? Because as I say, they are breaking into smaller particles, and the smaller fibers, smaller fragments, smaller particles will be transported easily to everywhere. Okay, so and then we can find them in the marine salt, in the water, in the seawater, and the marine salt is produced from the evaporation of the seawater. Yeah. And so the fish or other aquatic organisms like fish or bivalves, they ingest the microplastics just accidentally. They think the microplastics are the food and they eat. That's it. And we eat them. We eat fish. And so we eat microplastics accidentally. Okay. And microplastic affects to the environment. Also, okay, you can see. Alright, so UV, the light, industrial effluents, pens, raw markings, tire dust, consumer products, cosmetics, washing chemicals, bottles, everything. Okay, so these chemicals can be attacked or can be absorbed on the microplastics. Now, to say microplastic leachate, okay, and then they will be accumulated into the sediment during the sedimentation, or they can spread through the sea, the ocean, and fish, bivalves, the aquatic animals eat, okay, and the farmers, okay, go fishing and we eat. Okay, so microplastics and food, and they will impact humans, animals. Okay. So here, effects of microplastics on human health. Every day, microplastics enter our body in silent ways. We do not know them because we cannot see them, and we cannot control them. For particular, 10 to the power of 3 and 7 microplastics enter our body via drinking water, via table salt. We eat salt and we use salt to add to the food. Okay, we cannot calculate how much salt we add during cooking or during eating fast food or potato chips, for example. We cannot calculate. Okay, and of course we cannot calculate the microplastics that we eat every day. Okay, but this is the research. They do many studies and then they calculate, they conclude. Similarly, method. Okay, and so it depends on the size of the microplastic. The plastic debris can accumulate abiotic, like marine salts, biotic products like the seafood, enter the food chain and go to human body. And the picture shows that the general rules of microplastics. So 25 microplastics smaller than 25 micrometers can enter body via inhalation or oral uptake of our mouth. And smaller 5 microns can go through the lung tissues. They can pass through the blood-brain barrier. And another route, they can't expose to our body via skin contact. Okay, so summary: 3 rules: oral, eating, drinking. The second, skin contact. And the third rule, breathing. Okay, good. And their toxicity mechanisms have not fully understood well until now. But fortunately, okay, everybody, fortunately, our body can itself eliminate over 90% of nanoplastic debris via. All right, and everybody.
Microplastics. Microplastics.
Solutions to reduce plastic use. Do minimize the use of single-use plastics. Okay, okay, bottle of water. It is portable. You bring when you go to school, you go to work, but please refill them after you drink the water. Refill them, okay, to minimize the amount of bottles we are using. Choose natural fibers of synthetic textiles. Properly dispose of plastic waste. Support initiatives and policies addressing microplastic pollution. Participate in beach and river cleanups. And please don't use products with microbeads. You see, nowadays when you go to the supermarket, if you want to buy some cosmetics, and please pay attention to the labels: free microplastics or non-microplastics, and please choose them. Use excessively house plastics. Okay, please don't. I mean, avoid using plastic products. And I tell you, so when I lived in Germany, the local people don't use plastic bottles. They use glass bottles. Okay, they accept that plastic bottles are lighter. Glass bottles are heavier, but they accept and they carry the heavy glass bottles to school or to work. Okay, it depends on the awareness, and they have a high awareness of plastic production, pollution, and they want to contribute themselves, okay, into reducing plastic waste. And please so remember, as I say, individual small actions can make bigger microplastics pollution reduction. Okay, so which plastics can be used? In case we cannot avoid using plastics, so please you can choose the PET, HDPE, LDPE, and PP, because in industry these plastics can be recycled or can be burnt or do something, and please try to avoid using PVC, PS, and other plastics that you do not know exactly what they are. Okay.